So, what's going on in the stock market, right? So, obviously, right now, the great thing is that the stock market is up a lot. Is that a good thing? It is a good thing, but be careful. Nvidia is riding the high. What does that mean? It means that basically, if you were to take Nvidia and you were to take Apple out, technically the market, in mid-May, in June, right now, the market would be lower. In 2023, we had what we called the Magnificent Seven. Now it's a Magnificent Three, meaning we have Apple, and then you have Nvidia, right, that are basically running the market. Earnings per share growth is actually lower than it was, but the P is higher historically. So basically, you're paying more for less growth. What's going on? Well, what's going on is there's a lot of expectation. The market is all about expectation. The stock market is all about what we think is going to happen next. Except that the next, we don't know. Is it next week, in 6 months, in 12 months? We don't really know. Now, there's this thing out there, right, with the interest rates going to go down. So that's helped fuel. But overall, when we say the market, what are we talking about? The market. What is the market? Well, the market is the S&P 500, I guess, but that's not really 500. It's the S&P 2 or 3 or 4. That's what's riding high. So what do you do? What do you think about valuation? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the cash flow generated by Nvidia, they're doing great. They're doing that great. I mean, historically, if you look at Netflix, and you would notice that basically Netflix had a P of 128. Now the P is much lower because expectation have dropped. Look what happened to Tesla. So the most important thing, as usual, like I said, is that you need to make sure you understand what you're buying. Make sure you understand the stocks. Do not go for the fade. Right now, yeah, you could make money on Nvidia, but it's high, it's expensive. But then again, what is expensive? What is high? How do you know a stock is too much? Well, the stock is worth what someone is willing to pay for it. And a bunch of people are willing to pay a bunch of money for Nvidia. Now look at the financials. They're doing great. They're doing fantastic. But then, is it too much? So if you like Nvidia, you understand what they do, and I mean understand, right? Understand what they do. Then buy Nvidia. Are you not comfortable? Then stay away from it. Should you invest in the stock market? Well, the problem is that when you invest in the stock market, they're still investing in Nvidia. Why? Because they are such a huge capitalization that they're driving the market, and that's a problem. Keep in mind, we owe lots and lots of money. We owe 30 trillion plus. At some point, that's going to come to roost. There's an uncertainty about the election, uncertainty about rates, although rates should be going down. Inflation seems to be under control. The economy is okay. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you know that you don't really know what's happening. Don't go in there thinking you got this. Talk to you later.